Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Off of Your Faith is Your Fortune. This is chapter 7. This is an awesome one. Thy will be done. This is a good combination of a lot of things. One, of course, we're still in the whole I am thing, which, again, huge, huge, huge. Two, we're getting into the past and present tense and future tense of our manifestations. Are we, pushing it off into the future? A lot of us make this mistake. So key, huge, huge. Two, words. I've talked about words before. He talked about words and how they aren't necessarily powerful in and of themselves, but it's the intention behind it. And I can think of, one, let's just real quick. There's two definitions of will if you look it up. There's expressing future tense, which this is the problem one. When we express a future tense and we're using will, like I will go to the store, I will get with my specific person, I will get a new job, I will, right? That level of willing is problematic for us, but someone's will to life. So expressing inevitable events, someone's will to life, someone's will to live. An example, accidents will happen. There is a different kind of form of will. Where there's a will, there's a way. There is a form of will where it's an internal drive that helps you accomplish things. Willpower helps you stop doing things, right? There is that combination of will. So again, it's not the word will per se. It's the usage of putting something off into the future. If you replace will with another future word, you're going to have kind of similar problems. Now, I get, and I say it, and I try to look at it more from the standpoint of things are in process. They're happening. And I get that when you do the manifestation, that's what the whole I am thing's about. When you do the manifestation, I am puts it in the current present tense, and that's where you come at it from, and that's where you're creating from. And then a lot of us have that same question where you're like, yeah, but then I look at the outer world, and I obviously don't have it right now, but it's the understanding that it is mine right now. It's in a package bundled up, and the post office box guy's got it in his truck, and he's delivering it. Like, it's in process. However it works. So one of the things, and I'm hoping Goddard kind of comes up with some cooler ways to sort of express that difference between, again, he talks about a lot, like seeing with our eyes. That's not real. You keep imagining it until your eyes finally see the thing that you desire. So again, that mail truck's going to pull up in front of my house at some point, and I'm going to see the dude walking out with my package. So yeah, there it is. It's happening. Now, was it still happening when the mail truck was driving? Was it still happening when, my package was put onto a freight train or plane or whatever the heck, right? And flown to this particular location? Well, the whole thing's happening. Stuff's unfolding. There's pieces that got to come together. It's not just like bam, and then suddenly 50,000 things come together, instantly crystallize in your life. It's things kind of move and flow and ebb. So anyways, thy will be done, chapter 7. Not my will, but thine be done. The resignation of not one of blind realization that I can of myself do nothing, the Father within me, he doeth the work. When man wills, he attempts to make something which does not now exist appear in time and space. Too often we are not aware of that which we are really doing. We unconsciously state that we do not possess the capacities to express. We predict our desire upon the hope of acquiring the necessary capacities in future time. I am not, but I will be. Man does not realize that consciousness is the Father which does the work. So he attempts to express that which he is not conscious of being. Such struggles are doomed to failure. Only the present expresses itself. Unless I am conscious of being that which I seek, I will not find it. God, your awareness, is the substance and fullness of all. God's will is the recognition of that which is, not of that which will be. Instead of seeing this saying as, thine will be done, see it as, thy will is done. The work is finished. Again, thy will is done, and that's truly how manifestation works. Yeah, it's not there right this very second. They're not knocking at, maybe they are knocking at your door, but that's not the point. Your will is done. It's being taken care of. Stepping stones have been created to the location that you're trying to get to. And there will be waiting the the gallant knight in shining armor, or your new job, or your new car, or your new house, or whatever you're trying to do. The principle by which all things are made visible is eternal. Eyes have not seen, nor ears heard, neither hath it entered into the hearts of men, the things which God hath prepared for those who love the law. When a sculptor looks at formless piece of marble, he sees, buried within its formless mass, his finished piece of art. The sculptor, instead of making his masterpiece, merely reveals it by removing the parts of the marble which hides his conception. The same applies to you. In your formless awareness lies buried all that you will ever conceive yourself to be. The recognition of this truth will transform you from an unskilled laborer who tries to make it so to a great artist who recognizes it to be so. I love that analogy, the fact that you're looking at a block of marble, and a lot of people think at it from the standpoint that I'm creating a head, right? I'm going to create a head from that marble. And the way the artist and what he's talking about is, no, I'm going to remove the pieces of marble that are hiding my head, rather than creating it, or rather than finding the head within the marble. I'm removing the parts that aren't the head. It's a neat way to kind of look at how manifestations unfold. So many of us look at it like we're creating the manifestation, when in reality we're not. We're just saying, hey, make this so. And the creation happens outside of ourselves and then is presented to us. It's like, ta-da, right? And when the ta-da moment happens, then we rejoice and we stop trying to imagine it, or stop living in the end, or stop living as though we have it, stop feeling as though the wish is fulfilled. We don't need to anymore, because now it is truly in my life. So, your claim that you are now that which you want to be will remove the veil of human darkness and reveal your claim perfectly. I am that. God's will was expressed in the words of the widow. It is well. Man's will would have been, it will be well. To state, I shall be well, is to say, I am ill. And what he's saying is I shall be well implies that currently right now I'm not well. And if I'm not well right now, then I must be ill right now. God, the eternal now, is not mocked by words or vain repetition. God continually personifies that which is. Thus, the resignation of Jesus, who made himself equal with God, was turning from the recognition of lack, which the future indicates with I shall be, to the recognition of supply by claiming I am that. It is done. Thank you, Father. Now you will see the wisdom in the words of the prophet when he states, let the weak say, I am strong, in Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Man in his blindness will not heed the prophet's advice. He continues to claim himself to be weak, poor, wretched, and all the other undesirable expressions from which he is trying to free himself by ignorantly claiming that he will be free from these characteristics in the expectancy of the future. Such thoughts thwart the law that can ever free him. There is only one door through which that which you seek can enter your world. I am the door. When you say I am, you are declaring yourself to be first person, present tense. There is no future. I know that I am is to be conscious of being. Consciousness is the only doer. Unless you are conscious of being that which you seek in vain. If you judge after appearances, you will continue to be enslaved by the evidence of your senses. To break this hypnotic spell of your senses, you are told, go within and shut the door. The door of the senses must be tightly shut before your new claim can be honored. Closing the door of the senses is not as difficult as it appears at first. It is done without effort. Now, closing the door means stop paying attention to what's going on. When a lot of people say, this is going on, I'm doing this right, I'm doing this right, I'm doing this right, but this still hasn't happened, but my outer world still doesn't show it. This is what he's talking about. You will continue to be enslaved by your lack so long as you keep noticing your lack. Of course, your current reality is not what you want it to be. That's why you're doing the work. That's why you're manifesting. That's why you looked up these videos to begin with. Because there's something in your life right now that's missing, or something in your life right now that you desire, or something in your life right now that you feel you need. And right now, you keep paying attention to how it's not here right now. That is what we have to get rid of. So you close the door on the physical world. You don't pay attention to it. You go inside yourself. You see it inside your mind. You don't have to visualize, but you feel it. You come to the point of realizing, I have asked this. This is mine. I am grateful that it's coming. I know that it's mine. And from that feeling of knowing it's yours, it becomes yours. It's that outward expression of the feeling. The feeling itself is what does the actual manifestation. It is impossible to serve two masters at the same time. The master man serves is that which he is conscious of being. I am Lord and master of that which I am conscious of being. It is no different for me to conjure poverty if I am conscious of being poor. My servant, poverty, is compelled to follow me, the consciousness of poverty, as long as I am the Lord, or as long as I am conscious of being poor. Let me say that last part again, because this is what most of us do if we don't have what we want. I hear it all the time. I'm doing this right, this right, this right, this right, and this right, and look at this. It's still not here. Well, thank you for telling me that. Okay, that's fine. Keep doing this and this and this and this. Feel it as though the wish is fulfilled, and do that every night before you go to bed. And eventually, your outer world will display and show you this thing that you seek. So if you don't see it today, all right, we'll try again let's check it out tomorrow. Let's see what happens. It could change at a moment's notice. So it is no effort for me to conjure poverty if I am conscious of being poor. My servant is compelled to follow me as long as I am conscious of being poor. So long as I am conscious of not talking to my specific person, so long as I am conscious of this problematic relationship I have with my boss, so long as I am conscious of the fact that my daughter and me aren't talking right now, so long as I'm conscious of the fact that things aren't going the way I want them to be, that will continue to be your slave. It will continue to follow you into your days and your nights. Until you become conscious of the thing that you would like to experience and stay conscious of that and understand that by making the declaration, by stating, I am this, I am this, I am whatever, I'm the person that's got this job. I am the person who's dating this individual. I am the person who that individual is super attracted to and just can't stop thinking about. I am that. Not just by saying it, because it's not the words. It's realizing it internally. Yes, I'm good enough for them. Yes, they would be lucky to have me. It's not the other way around. I'm not lucky to have them. No, they're lucky to have me. And when you come at it from that place, when you realize that's who I am, now you are being it. You are it. I am it at that moment. And that is what does the creation. Now, maybe it might take a day or two for me to see the thing manifest after I am sure of it and I know it. But tomorrow when I wake up and it's still not here, that's fine. Maybe the next day, I don't doubt it. I know it's coming. It's just when. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I am that thing, and I continue to be that thing and continue to feel that thing until that thing is in my life. Instead of fighting against the evidence of the senses, you claim yourself to be that which you desire to be. As your attention is placed on the claim, the doors of the senses automatically close against your former master. As you become lost in the feeling of being, the doors of the senses once more open, revealing your world to be the perfect expression of that which you are conscious of being. And it truly is almost that profound. I mean, it has been for me, definitely, not all the time, but there's definitely been times where literally I went into a very imagined state, very solid meditation, very deep to the point where I realized something profound, like I am this thing, or oh my gosh, this is mine to create, or oh my, it's my choice to make. And the second I do that, literally I open my eyes and I literally see a new world in front of me. Literally, things just seem different. It seems brighter. It seems like the better colors are chosen. I see nicer people walking. It's weird. But when you change, when you shift that micro shift inside your consciousness, everything changes in your outer world. I've likened it to a filter, and I still think that's one of the best analogies. When I make a shift in my consciousness, it changes the filter that I see through, the lens of my life, what I'm seeing. And when I change that filter, I see different things. Those things I think were always there. I don't think they're like just instantly, and suddenly a whole bunch of different things show up. Like suddenly the person across the street's no longer the person walking the dog. Now it's this clown juggling, right? Like, I don't think it's quite like that. It's like, I think the clown was juggling before and the person walking the dog was there as well. But I was focused on the clown for whatever reason. But then I made that shift, and then I saw, I remember when I had a dog. Like, now all of a sudden I'm seeing the dog, and I don't see the clown. The clown's still there. The clown's still there. But I'm seeing this other reality. So let us follow the example of Jesus, who realized, as man, he could do nothing to change his present picture of lack. He closed the door of his senses against his problem and went to his Father, the one to whom all things are possible. Having denied the evidence of his senses, he claimed himself to be all that. A moment before, his senses told him that he was not. Literally, closed his eyes, said, yeah, I get you. That's all crazy. I don't accept that. Here's what I am. And he made that declaration. Knowing that consciousness expresses its likeness on earth, he remained in the claimed consciousness until the doors, which were his senses, opened and confirmed the rulership of the Lord. Remember, I am is the Lord of all. Never again use the will of man, which claims I will be. Be as resigned as Jesus and claim, I am that. It's not the word will. It's the concept of saying, I'm not that right now, but I'm going to be one day. One day I'll be that. You just watch. And that's wrong. Because one day will always be one day out. It will always be one day. I am that right now. I am with my person in my mind right now, and our journey together is happening now. It's not that we're going to be one. Don't get away from the thought process of putting it into the future. Keep it in the now as often as you can. Stay in the living in the end as often as you can. Stay in the I am with this person as often as you can. If you feel like you want to be with them, specific person, for example, then go into your mind, hug them, see them, kiss them, whatever it is that you want, get a text message from them. See that in your mind, experience that, feel the excitement of it, feel the joy of it, feel the love of it, and at that moment, you are experiencing what you want. You can have that for those moments. Now, can you walk all around all day? No, but you should probably have other things to keep you occupied too, right? I shouldn't be like working, typing away on my computer and be like, manifesting at the same time. Like, I probably need to focus and think and pay attention. So, of course, there's going to be balance in our lives. There has to be. But knowing that I am that, you are it already. You are it. You're good enough. You're better than that. They're lucky to have you. The company's lucky to have you. I had someone just hit me up. They're going for a job interview, and they're like, whoa, any good ways law of attraction can help me with this? And it's like, what? He's like, my interview's in 19 hours. It's like, well, your law of attraction, you own this. What do you mean? Law of attraction brought this to you. Now it's time to shine. Now it's time to be it. You got it. You're trying to manifest a person into your life. Law of attraction brings them to you. When they're face to face, it's no longer law of attraction. Now you're actually talking to somebody. Now it's a relationship. Now you're building something. When you interview, you're doing the same. And I'll tell you what I told him. This is your job. You own it. You brought this to yourself. You are definitely the best choice for the job. They're going to ask you questions, and your answers are going to be the right answers for the job. And they're going to step back and they're going to go, we got to hire this guy because it's your job. So that's how the law of attraction component of it works. But ultimately, I brought this to me with law of attraction. Now I'm going to own it because this is mine. The universe just presented it to me. My physical world just showed it to me. Bam, here it is. Let's own this. Let's step on it and let's move forward because my life is now shifting. And that's kind of the way you can keep it in the now. My life is now changing. Isn't it wonderful that? That was another great video that really kind of gets into that breaking away from the time-space component of it and understand that I am it. That is what creates it. That is what does the asking. That's by being it, somehow the creative force in nature is able to then present it to us. Now, it is that I am component with us. Supposedly, it's the God within us, right? We can do, Goddard's talked a lot about it, but let's not get totally lost in that. It is what it is, but ultimately, that's the trick, is getting yourself to where you realize I am this thing right now. And be that thing. Know you're that thing. And keep being that thing until your physical world shows you the thing that you know you are. And if you are that thing and you're doing everything perfect and you still haven't seen it, then do it for another day and another day and another day. Is there a point where you should say no? No, because this is your decision. This is your life to create. This is your painting. This is your movie. You've got supporting actors? All right, have some supporting actors in there. They're going to want to be in your movie, aren't they? Again, be it, and they will be there too. I'm sure of it. That's how it works. They will be there too. Goddard says it. Many other people say it. I'm agreeing with them all. I've experienced it. Many of the people in the audience that comment a lot agree with it. This is how it works. If you're not seeing it yet, give yourself a chance. You will. Dan Radio Style.